So before this video gets started, if you are an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, or a gig worker and you want paid time off, if you want paid time off, sick leave, you want protection if you get into accidents, if you want income protection, if you want protection if you ever get deactivated, hospitalized, if you ever do get deactivated and you want your account back as well, there's a brand new company that just launched and they got $1.6 million in funding. They're doing same day cash transfers to drivers, to gig workers for, you know, paid time off, all that stuff. If you want that, the company is called Cover. And if you use my link down below, you get 30 days for free. It does start at $7 a month. But again, if you use my link, you get 30 days for free. No commitments, no annual contracts. You can cancel and pause at any time. The company is called Cover. At least check it out. At least click my link down below and accept that gift of 30 days for free. And now let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, the Rideshare Hub. My name's Dylan. I am the founder of the Rideshare Hub, and I know what you're thinking. There's a lot going on, and Dylan, what's this all about? The end of Uber and Lyft? Is that really a possibility? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in politics right now that is changing the way Uber and Lyft will function forever. This is a huge moment in history, and I just want to share with you because I think you all deserve to know. And maybe if you're an Uber and Lyft driver or even an Uber and Lyft passenger, that might not be a thing in the very, very near future, at least in California and in other states to come as well, and possibly even worldwide, because the government is kind of controlling us. At least they're trying to control the companies that control us. Does that make sense? I think so. So yeah, if you guys haven't watching lately, I have recently filmed an apartment tour. I just moved into a new apartment and I'm in the process of moving. So if you could just give me a thumbs up on this video, because you know, I'm still taking the time out between moving my boxes in and out of my apartment to film and edit. I would just, if you could leave me a thumbs up as an appreciation, I would appreciate that. And also check out the links down below in the description. There are some hidden gems down there for Uber and Lyft drivers. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this video topic of today, guys. All you commenters typing in the timestamp down below, you can type in this timestamp right now. Here we go. This is from CNBC. Uber and Lyft's labor law battle is far from over. So if you guys haven't heard, Uber and Lyft were basically supposed to shut down in California this past week. However, they won an extension, but as we can see from CNBC, that is no longer applicable. Uber and Lyft got their way on Thursday when an appeals court ruled to extend a stay on an order requiring them to classify drivers as employees, but their legal battle in that case and elsewhere in California is far from over. This is rideshare driver Jesus Jacobo Zepeda of Lancaster, California, takes part in a rally as part of a statewide day of action demand that ride-hailing companies Uber and Lyft follow California law and grant drivers basic employee rights in Los Angeles, California, United States, August 20, 2020. Uber and Lyft got their way on Thursday, blah, 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 we already saw that. The case involves a lawsuit from California's Attorney General. Yeah, so basically, this Attorney General's suing Uber and Lyft for misclassifying their drivers. They should be giving drivers benefits. I've heard two theories on this. One is that the government actually cares about citizens and wants them to earn a minimum wage and also get benefits. I've also heard that the government just wants a paycheck, more money from these companies, which, to be quite frank, you know, I hear those arguments, but at the same time, the people who are imposing these laws, like, they personally don't get any more money if these companies pay up. Like, it's not like they're getting a raise if they win this case. It's more like, I kind of am pretty hopeful that they do want more, they want citizens to have better protections and, you know, better pay, really. And these, I think it's also a healthcare thing too. Like, there's a growing number of people, just hear me out, who rely on these gig apps and don't have any access to like doctors. And so when you have a company who provides healthcare benefits, you know, you have much more reliable healthcare for people. And so I really don't think, like, Lorena Gonzalez, the person who created AB5 bill in the first place, it's not like she's getting a raise for doing all of this. Like, I really do, and like, sure, the government is probably gonna get, like, the IRS is probably gonna get more tax dollars from the companies, but like, the people who are doing this, I don't think they really care. Like, I think they care more about the people, in my opinion. That's what I think. That's just the evidence, you know, that's my argument. So if you disagree, show me your argument. My argument is that the people who are creating these laws, they don't get a, like, why do they care if the government makes more money or not? The law, I mean, it's not gonna be that much more of money. The law aimed to provide additional protections to gig workers by installing a 3-pronged test. Yep, we've seen that. The company said they would have to temporarily shut down in California. So yeah, I mean, so Prop 22, they introduced a Prop 22. I don't know if it talks about it in this article or not, but basically Prop 22 would keep drivers independent, and if they lose, then Uber and Lyft said that they would have to fire 80 to 90% of their drivers who are part-time drivers. And so, in my opinion, if Uber and Lyft don't win this Prop 22, which the public can vote, they're gonna have to make all their drivers employees, at least in California, and I think other states will probably adopt that as well. I just don't think that Uber and Lyft is gonna last. Like, I really don't think that people are gonna enjoy driving for Uber and Lyft 40 hours a week, no part-time drivers. They also said that they're gonna raise the rates for riders as well, which I don't think people are gonna be comfortable paying twice as much for an Uber or a Lyft, or even more than twice as much. It's just gonna be a lot different. So maybe it won't necessarily be the end and be all, but like, it's gonna start shifting away. And if investors see that they're not making money, I mean, they're not even profitable yet. And we've even seen that in the Rideshare Guy's interview with Uber CEO, they discussed the notion that most drivers on the platform are part-time drivers. And that's the reason why the app is so successful, is because people log on and off. It's not because, like, the people who only drive 40, 50 hours a week plus, that's a small percentage of Uber's actual driver force. So I just don't see, like, if it actually goes this way, the only other option is driverless cars, which, you know, we've all seen. These companies have all promised for driverless cars for years, and we haven't seen any improvement on that. I mean, really hardly anything. That could be another 10 years from now. Will investors keep investing in a company they know is still basically going to fail? And this is going not only for Uber and Lyft, but also for Postmates, Uber Eats too. These things are gonna change the way the gig economy works, and in my opinion, could really mean the end of Uber and Lyft. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and again, if you could leave the video with a big thumbs up for filming these videos while I'm in the process of moving, I would really appreciate that. Thank you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.